Hello guys, what do you all remember about the water cycle? Well, if you don't remember, today we're going to talk about it. So, first thing is, here is our standard, and we're going to talk about the water cycle. So, first, what is water? So, let's talk about the hydrosphere. The hydro means water. Okay. So 97% of the hydrosphere is in the ocean. So 97% of the hydrosphere of the water circle in our realm in the earth is 97% of oceans. Water contained by land masses is fresh water is only 3%. Wow. So how much of our plant's water is fresh? How does that affect life on our planet? Do we have enough water for everybody? Think about it. Plants got to drink that same water. Well, here's a hydrosphere. So again, our oceans is again 97% fresh water just with lakes. Look at that. Ice caps and glaciers. Like we're not eating the ice caps and glaciers. We do not have a big amount of fresh water. So the water cycle is very important because without the water cycle, our water will not be able to be replenished throughout time. That would give us our fresh water. So it's constantly moving with the oceans, the atmosphere, the earth, and the biosphere. It's unending. It's that whole water supply that we can keep going. It's going to keep on going for us to live. That's called the water cycle. Now, the water cycle has multiple processes, and one of our very first ones is going to be evaporation. This is when water from Earth is changed to a gas. So, liquid to gas. Okay? Condensation. Water vapor in the air turning to liquid. So, vapor to liquid. All right? So, precipitation. This is obviously water falling, right? It can be rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Infiltration. So the key term here is filter. So it's like the word filter. And filter is actually your cleanest water. If you was living in the desert and you didn't have anything, you can find fresh water moving through, or even river water moving through rocks, okay, or through cracks of rocks and pore spaces because it's filtered out and you actually safe to drink. All right, so but this is also the so transpiration, okay. This is a good word to say transpire, but this comes from plants through the ground. So the plants open up and release water back into the atmosphere through transpiration. Runoff. Runoff is the excess water that obviously runoffs. Okay, it flows off land. Sublimation. So this is between the solid and gaseous state. So between solid and gas. No intermediate liquid stage. So it's the conversion between solid to a gas. So solid, gas. All right. Percolation is the movement of water through fractures and intersections of rocks or soil. So in difference from infiltration is that this is actually inside the cracks and kind of stays within the rocks. So here's this water cycle. I want you to pause the video and draw this in your notebook. Okay? You have to be able to identify. So, runoff. Okay? Then we have evaporation. Eventually, condensation happens here. Then we have precipitation. Infiltration, we go through the cracks, it goes down. It's going to hit where our water table is, so purification is now in the deep part, which is going to be, of course, just your rocks. And then we get to your groundwater. Groundwater is going to be what we want to drink. Okay? It gets saturated when we have a well. Well gives us water to drink. And we keep on flowing through until it eventually comes back out at a lake or a stream or a river and starts all over again. So water cycle is basically going to balance in the water cycle means the average annual precipitation. So the average, so to be balanced, the average annual precipitation, which means basically average rainfall or snow over the earth equals the amount of water that evaporates. Okay, so the average that comes down over the average that evaporates. So processes involved inside the water cycle. Now, I want you to realize running water always starts as precipitation. And it either infiltrates the surface to flow underground or it becomes runoff and creates streams. So it's either going to go in the ground for us to drink or it's either going to run off the mountain, okay, and make a lake or a stream or a river.